Hello, this is DaleyTactics, and you are listening in on the Republic Studs show.
I don't know. Okay, Daily Tactics. Hello,
Hey, man.
for those who already missed it. This is Daily Tactics, professional YouTuber, sometimes Lego YouTuber. It really depends on the day of the week. This man is actually pretty much responsible for me being here today. Major influence in the start of my channel. My channel was solely a dedicated fanboy Daily Tactics channel
It was the best one too that's ever existed. So
and ever to exist. Well, you haven't done Rico's Brigade in like years. It feels like
I think it's been over half a year now.
in the last season, I was confused. I'll be honest. I'm starting to lose it. I'm like maybe like I'm the most dedicated fan, and even I'm starting to lose it. So
yeah, I mean, when something goes for that long and there's only one writer, I mean, we're well over 100 episodes, and there's only one writer to keep continuity alive.
I was the continuity manager. I tell you every time that didn't make sense.
Yeah, but it's all good things must become confusing at some point.
It's like The Simpsons now, where it's just a mess. So yeah. So either way, I was on your podcast a little while ago. We talked about how you got started, but I'm gonna make you do that again because my audience is new to you. I'm just gonna assume most of them are new to you because you're not in the Lego space. So just kind of explain how you got started in the YouTube world, what you do.
He chooses to ignore my 10 Lego videos every time we talk.
It's a little more. It's a little more than 10, I think. Like because we did a mock thing. We had like a mock competition.
Oh, we did. That was actually really fun.
That was fun.
I wish I still had all my Lego stuff, but I don't.
Yeah,
I do have some. Oh, here.
Ooh, what do you got?
I got some Lego boys.
Oh!
I actually don't know what's in here.
Awesome!
Yeah.
This genius here left like...
Exclusive.
He left like 1,000 something Legos in like just somewhere in the middle of Massachusetts. I'm not entirely sure where. And they're just sitting in a box somewhere. Like thousands of dollars worth of
They
clone
are
troopers.
in an old ammo crate.
An old ammo crate that was sent by Total Tanks, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm shocked.
You know the Lego lore, bro.
Daly's Lego lore. That should be a channel. I'm surprised you haven't done a daily Lego channel because you have an addiction to making channels.
Dude, Professor Daley is kind of becoming a little bit of a Lego channel.
I saw that. Like you're doing the ASMR. He has like a new channel.
Oh no! It's changed now.
Oh, what is it now?
Wait, look at it now. It's Lego content, dude.
Oh, I gotta check this out. One second.
And also, just to fact check you, I have 36 Lego videos on Daily Tactics.
Oh, hey, well, I have like 1,000 Lego videos on Republic Studs. Actually, well, if you count Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga.
Oh, then I've got hundreds of videos, bro. If you're counting Lego Star Wars games, I demand to be included in the Lego community.
Well, you need to interact with other people than me in the Lego community.
I interact with you.
Well,
That's a person. I demand the respect I deserve for the Lego community.
I am sorry, Daley. I am sorry.
No one respects my small cash grab into the Lego community.
Put aside cash grab, people would send you piles and piles of cash equivalent in Lego minifigures. Like,
That's
people
true.
would just send him armies because he's nuts.
That was crazy. I made people not do that, though.
Oh, crap.
Because it was
You are uploading Lego. Do you just film yourself going to Target?
Yeah.
Legit?
That was my new video. Yeah.
Oh, I have to check that out afterwards. So it's just Daley going to GameStop and Target or whatever?
No. That was a retro game store that I wanted to stop at first.
Okay.
These videos are top notch. Good quality. Excellent content. I was bored on vacation.
Oh my
wanted to record something.
Wow. All right. So who are you? I am a person who has not been following your channel for 7 years now. I don't know. It's
Okay.
yeah, 2015. I started watching you, so
Dang, dude.
7 years we're coming up on. Wow.
I am Ben Daley. I run a YouTube channel called DaleyTactics. I am a Lego YouTuber, primarily focusing on Lego-based content, with some gaming content spliced in there to keep the fans happy.
just spliced in there.
Just spliced in there every once in a while.
Man, no.
For real. I make mainly battle simulator videos, is what I would say. Like my channel is mainly classified as, large scale battles or simulations, stuff like that. Used to only focus on Star Wars exclusively, but decided to branch out because I was just. It's not that I don't like Star Wars anymore. It was just kind of like you run out of stuff to do. And,
I can only do so many Mega Droid epic base defense times 7.
Yeah. Before you just want to go cry in bed because you can't hear the name clone anymore.
I wonder if you were to do a keyword search, at what percentage of your videos have the word like clone in it? It's got to be like
a lot.
Like for me, it's like that. Like every video I have pretty much has Lego Star Wars in it, or Lego at minimum. So
yeah,
it does get, but Lego is the whole thing it's centered on. So it's like if I wrote video game, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah. I think I mainly switched just because I was finding myself getting kind of bored of the same kind of battles over and over again. And I still do them. And like I'm actually like happy now with the pace of the Lego videos coming out because I only do them when I'm like, ooh, that would be really fun to do, kind of a thing.
And the dude is like did you hit 400,000 yet?
Yeah, I'm at I think I hit 400 like a couple days ago. Now I'm at like 401.
Congratulations. I haven't put anything up on my Instagram story because every accomplishment Daley has had since like 20,000 followers I've been posting on my Instagram story. I had a little highlight, but I got rid of it. So congratulations, Daley. 400,000 is
man.
Nuts, especially because I was the first subscriber on DaleyTactics. Eighth. I'm sorry, 8th. I was in the top 10.
I think I subscribed to myself first. With
No, I was in the top 10 because remember, you had your video because DaleyTactics or Daley Gaming. He had a channel I was watching for like probably a year or two. Super fun channel. He doesn't like it, but I do. You just say I cringe at it.
It is cringe.
But it's good. And you see a big moment for me because like, I watched that channel like almost religiously when you had it. And when I hit like, I think like 20-something thousand, I'm like, holy crap. Like that's where he was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's kind of surreal. Like because I'm sure there's someone out there that watches me that religiously. Like I see a lot of consistent commenters, and it's like, wow,
oh yeah,
it's nuts. It really is. So
I guarantee it, dude. I'm sure there's like a ton of people who like follow you because you inspire them to like make their own content. I'm sure you'll have, someone in 4 years or something be like, yo, I got my start on YouTube watching this guy.
I've gotten that a couple times already, actually.
Yeah.
Surprisingly enough.
I think like it's sort of a natural thing. Once you get a following, you have your sort of devoted fans who will, sort of stay with you through the long run, and you'll like kind of recognize them as it goes on, sort of a thing. So it's a cool feeling.
Yeah. So something I wanted to ask you with is you've cracked the YouTube algorithm. You've been like really like grinding, I'd say, since 2008. When did DaleyTactics start? Like 2018, 2018 or 2019?
I think 2018 or 2017.
Yeah, no, that's it. So you have been very consistent. You're uploading absurd amounts of times a day. I don't know how you do it. So what have you done?
I upload twice a day.
He uploads twice a day on one channel. And then he has Daley Productions, which I think you've abandoned a little bit, right?
No. Daley Productions, in the last month, I've been uploading twice a week there. It's more high edit content. So I hired an editor to do some videos for me and stuff like that twice a week. Actually, I have 2 editors. And so I'm uploading those there.
Yeah. With that one, I just find it because like the original appeal of that was okay. So Daily Tactics is Star Wars gaming, Productions is everything else. That's right.
Yeah.
So now that you know that you're doing other stuff on Tactics, it's like I guess Productions is more Productions.
Yeah, it's kind of like, what do you do with this channel when you're already doing that on your main channel? And I think production served its purpose. I did have some videos blow up there, and it actually established its own fan base outside of Daily Tactics.
Yeah, I mean it's about
I think
what 30 something. 1 second, I'm going to your enormous list of channel pages. Yeah, so it has like 50,000. That's like more than I have.
And
oh yeah, it's back to uploading.
I think a lot of them were completely independent of Daily Tactics, because I had a lot of people say like, wait a second, you have another channel with this many subs, sort of a thing.
Yo, these drawings are sick.
Oh, the thumbnails?
I love these. Yeah,
aren't they dope? I really like them.
Whoa,
I like them a lot.
That's awesome. Yeah. Oh, look at all those drawings. That's so neat. Are you making money back on these, or like are you breaking even, or is it like?
I'm taking like a little bit of a loss, but it's not so bad that it's not sustainable, And I look at it as like an investment sort of a thing. A couple of the videos have broken even, but not like all of them,
It's like that with me with Lego reviews. Like I'll buy pretty much every Lego set I buy, I don't get the money back on, even if it's like a $20 set. Because on reviews specifically, because like unfortunately it's just I'm not the fastest to review stuff always. Lego sometimes sends people stuff, sometimes they don't. It's a weird mixed bag. So I just do it so that way people know, and I have the credibility of reviewing every set that comes out, Star Wars one. So that way people know, okay, I could go to this person, they're reliable for having reviews on all the Star Wars sets. So that's kind of why I do it. I buy credibility. Like I bought the UCS AT-AT. Video got 3,000 views, which it's an $800 set. So I did not get the money back there. But
I do think that a lot of the times some people don't fully understand the investment you're putting into the channel. I've had a lot of videos where I've done similar things to you, where a new battle simulator comes out or something like that, and I didn't get a game key, but I buy it anyway for $60, make one video of it, the video makes like $30, so I'm at a loss of $30. However, people searching for that new game who have never discovered me before have now discovered me. They might hit subscribe, they might check out the recommended videos, and it's sort of like that one video just latched them in, and yes, it had a base cost of $60, but then those viewers spread out across the channel, and that one viewer could watch 100 of my videos, and that's making up for that net loss.
All right, so guys, we are back with Daily Tactics. We had some minor technical difficulties. Do you remember what we were saying? Because I don't.
No.
Okay. Well, we're gonna move on. I want to go back in time a little bit, way back in time, to Cheesy Burger 7.
Cheesy Burger 7, dude, that was at the start of my YouTube Lego career.
I know. I would like to bring awareness to this, because I do not think like next to any other than me of your 400,000 subscribers know this.
I don't think so. Yeah.
I think I am one of because Daley DM'd me about it, so I looked it up, and there's like one video of him and his friend going around Massachusetts.
Yeah. There used to be more, actually. I used to make. This was when I was like 8 years old. So this was 15 years ago, something like that.
Something crazy.
Yeah, and I used to make little skits with my friends and stuff like that. I also used to make a lot of Lego stop motions, actually. And one big thing is his name is now Solid Brick Studios.
Lego Boy 1, 2, 3, 4 something. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it went all the way up to 9. He used to be my favorite, and I would watch him religiously for his Lego content, and I watch him unbox Lego hauls, make new Lego Star Wars armies and stuff like that. And so I used to gear a lot of my content around his back in the day. And it was just really bad. It's just terrible content.
Yeah, I'm really good friends with one of his buddies. I feel bad for him right now because he's had a whole problem. He had to move out and move all his Lego collection.
Oh, why?
He said it publicly, so I could say it, but I think he was dating this girl for 5-6 years, and they moved in together, and I think they got a dog, and I think he lost the dog. I don't know. I don't think the dog was his, but I don't know. So he had to move out, and along with 2 entire full rooms of Lego, so that's very sad.
That's a lot of Lego.
I think he's got to be 30 something now, so he was probably a kid when you were watching him, right?
Or was he was a kid. I always thought he was maybe a couple years older than me, I want to say.
Yeah.
So he might be late 20s, I think.
Yeah, I mean, my audience probably knows Solidbricks really well. You did your mock video. You went right ahead without knowing any of the dynamics of the community. You're I challenge Spartan Republic, who's now gone somewhere. I don't know where he went. I talked to him all the time, and he disappeared. Solidbricks and M&R and I think it was me, and people were and they were. I remember M&R was what? Who is this?
I just threw it out there. I didn't know.
Be respectful, and then your fans went into these chats spamming. It was so funny.
I thought it would be a fun little community thing. That's what a lot of gaming YouTubers do, at least in my group, is
ice bucket
they'll challenge each other to stuff and kind of get their communities interacting, and it's really fun. I didn't realize, of all places, the Lego community would be so standoffish and territorial. It's really funny, actually. They're super gatekeepy. And so after that, I was okay, I'm just going to do my own thing over here and not worry about it.
You see, that's a good point. I never really thought about it like that, and I fully agree. The community has a serious problem with working with each other, because I went in, I started to get a decent amount of subs. I'm okay, I figured, this is when you start interacting with people, talking to people. It's such a different thing where the creators they talk, but they don't talk. They'll interact. I'll interact with DMs with a handful of people, but with Lego you can't just hop on a game with them, and you just it's much more difficult. You have to have a very planned out, organized saying if you ever want to do a collab with one or something like that. And yeah, that's a good point. I try interacting with tons of people, and a lot of it's to no avail. I'll reach out to people to just do the podcast. I'm can you just sit and talk? Most people are receptive, but a lot of people are yeah. So
yeah, definitely in my brief introduction to the Lego community, it was either some of the nicest people I've ever interacted with, or some of the snootiest people I've ever interacted with. And that goes for the fans too, definitely. They're either just super nice and welcoming into the community, or super gatekeepy and nasty towards you. It's really there's no middle ground. It's kind of crazy, actually.
Oh, that's perfectly summarized in this video I uploaded earlier. So Lego's long short. So for every May 4th, they do special VIP stuff. So they'll run special promotions. This has just kind of been a common standard thing. They're giving out for if you spend $40, you get a thing. If you spend $70, you get a thing. If you spend $160, you get a thing. And every year for a long time, they've done double VIP points. But this year, Lego decided to get selective. So VIP, I don't know if you know how that works. Basically, you get 5% back from whatever you do put into this account. And you could buy gift cards or whatever with it, and take money off your next purchase. So they decided that double VIP only applies to certain sets in certain categories. So none of the 18+ sets, which are the ones that people would actually want and save for, and adults would go to look for on this day, none of them count. So they're doing a new land speeder. That doesn't count. And they're doing a handful of other ones, and the ones that do count, it can't be anything over $50 from 2022. It's a mess. And they also singled out the 501st Battle Pack. There's no rationale, but the 501st Battle Pack doesn't count in it either.
Probably because everyone wants that.
You see, yeah, that's probably a part of it. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a little bit scummy.
Yeah, and it's like it's 5%.
It's not. Yeah, I mean,
and it's for 4 days. Like, this is the problem I have, because I'm like, if you start grinding away slowly, eventually there's just going to be nothing left. So I want Lego to keep it while, we still have Voice. They're a company that grows over 25% each year. So it's like, eventually we're just going to get drowned out. So I want to, like, yeah. And there are some people like, well, you're already getting everything else, so Lego is perfect in every way. And, like, there's, like, someone I was really cordial with and I liked, and he just got really nasty about it. So, and I was just saying I disagree with his opinion. So it does get toxic to a degree.
I think there's a lot of people in basically all sort of sectors of the internet that, like, will shill and defend a corporation to the death.
Yeah.
Which to me is just kind of cringe. Like, they don't care about you. They care about your money. Like, I don't see why people get so defensive about, like, an IP. Or like a product or things like that. Like, you can criticize anything and it can be valid, It's
the internet. That's what it was made for.
Yeah. But so many people just want to hide those criticisms and pretend things are perfect, or pretend like this corporation is doing what's best for you, little guy. You don't know any better, or something like that. It's just one of my biggest peeves about, like, the internet is just how staunchly they'll defend things when the criticism is perfectly valid and okay to bring up,
It's like, I like Legos when they do stuff sometimes. I think they're overall a better, like, if I had to get all companies on a grand scale, I'd say Lego's pretty high up there, but they have problems and I want to point it out to them so that way they know, okay, like, let's try to avoid this. Not that they're watching me, not that they care, but this is my general putting it out there. Not that what I say is going to change anything, because they're a multi-billion-dollar corporation and I am a 16-year-old kid who records videos about Lego in their parents' basement. So I don't have as much of a leg to stand on, other than I just consume a ton of their crap. So
yeah, I think even still, like, it's important for people, like, especially consumers, to stand up for themselves. And I think, no one is safe from criticism,
Absolutely. I mean, you get criticism, I get criticism. It's not like a big deal. So I'll follow up, like, so you're, like, on a different level than I am, or pretty much you're in a weird situation because of the way you do stuff. You're not getting, like, 70,000, 80,000, 100,000 views every video. You're averaging, like, 15, 20,000.
Yeah.
Probably.
Not that.
But you still have a pretty religious following, at least as far as I'm aware. Like not as religious as I was to following your channel, probably. But, like, you got, like with your fan mail videos, you got a lot of people sending you stuff, and you just, like you have this gravity, you're a central force, and just people gravitate towards you. How do you deal with that? Like because I deal with fans, so I have a small scale idea of how to deal with that, but how do you deal with that many people, like, either sending you messages on Instagram or Discord or emails? Like, what? Also, I want to hear your favorite email story, because I have one and it's my favorite.
I think, like, as a whole, I used to be a lot more interactive with my community than I am now. Now I typically go on Discord and answer a few questions, and I also, like, usually read through a few comments, heart a few, respond to a couple for every video. But I used to religiously message on my Discord server. This was, like, a year or two ago. Every day I'd spend, like, probably an hour messaging people back and forth on my Discord server. I'd respond to, like, every single YouTube comment there was, like, religiously. But as you grow, first of all, it just becomes not possible to do that,
Yeah.
And it also becomes kind of a bit of a burden to your social life, because, I love YouTube. I love what I do. I love interacting with my community, and I try to find time to do that. And that's typically with live streams, I feel like, are the best way to actually interact with your community now for me. So if any fan is really, like, that into chatting with me, that's a great place to do it. But
you have Twitch, right?
Yeah, I usually stream on Twitch, but it's like if you get so many messages, you can't respond to all of them, and then you end up like on your phone when you're supposed to be going and hanging out with friends and things like that, or constantly checking your phone when you're just trying to relax and things like that. It just kind of gets in the way of real life. So I try and keep my YouTube time to a set amount of time during the day, and then my real life stuff to another set amount of time during the day. But beyond that, what I've also found is that there's a lot of toxicity online. That's no surprise, I think, to anyone.
Especially Discord.
Yeah, especially Discord. And so, it could be coming from the weirdest place. Like, there's a few, like, what I would consider, like, super fans of me that just get, like, vitriolic and angry beyond their minds towards me for not, like, taking 2 seconds to respond to them. It's like, I'm sorry you feel that way, but I'm not going to let you sort of like hold me hostage to responding to every message that you send me and stuff like that. Like,
I get that
it just becomes, very, very weird and a very toxic relationship with fans. So I try my best to interact as much as I possibly can while still keeping my mental health in mind, but simultaneously not overdoing it and things like that, Like, I want to be there for my fans. I want to interact with them and make it a positive community, and not just them talking into a void, but simultaneously, I think it's the toxic fans a lot of the time that prevent me from fully chatting with them all the time and stuff like that. And of course, there's a lot of haters online too. So like, the bummer is, and I'm not the first to say this at all, is like you can get 20 messages that are like, this was the best video ever. I loved this video. Or like, this kept me entertained for an hour. Thank you. Just really nice stuff. And then one comment that's just like,
this was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. You've ruined my life. I am going to commit arson.
Like, I hate you. Listening to you makes me want to kill myself. Like, just nasty stuff. And you immediately forget about the 20 positive comments and focus in on that one negative one. You know? So
no, I get that. It's like I think there's a psychological element to that where you're attracted to make people want to like you in a sense. Like I luckily just have had this approach to life where I just don't really care what people say. So that's really helped. Where I just ignore people if they start giving me crap. Like because this was like way back when I was started making like doing better and better. People were like, "How dare you? You've changed so much. You're so different. You've changed your content." And I'm like, so I make my content better, and you're upset like I didn't stay and do the exact same format where I'd record and edit on my phone. And like I would listen to some of these people for a while, and it just ended up dragging me like down, and like I got upset about it. And then once I started like, okay, I'm just not going to listen to you anymore because you never have actually provided any positive insight to me ever. I did better and better. If I actually listened to those people, I would have like maybe 3,000 subscribers, which, that's not bad, but I'd rather have what I have now and be able to, pay for everything and be able to, have a bigger base to work with. And it's just really fun to, get stuff out to more people too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, like that's a major thing is knowing when not to listen to people. I've gotten some really bad advice over the years from different YouTubers and things like that. And I chose to ignore that advice. And, it can be hard to continuously say no to them or like, just be like, dude, you don't have to give me this advice. I'm not going to take, like those sort of know-it-all YouTube people. And if I had taken their advice, I would have just been in the gutter. Like, just because it works for one person doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for you. And simultaneously, I think a lot of people get stuck in the past. A lot of people try and rely too much on past videos that performed well and trying to repeat that formula and things like that, which can work to an extent. But
it only works for so long. You can only repeat the same video. Like if a video does well and I do it, I'll usually do so. I'll usually if the format works, I'll continue the format of the video and like the general idea. But you can't do the same content over again. I tried that when I started my channel. Like, I do like the impact of the File First Battle Pack, and then I do something else related to it, and it obviously progressively didn't do as well.
You eventually need to evolve your content and try new things, or else you're just gonna die off, basically.
Yeah. Like the other day, I got I got an email from a guy. So Lego does these minifigure packs. So I don't have one up here, but they do these minifigure packs. So Star Wars, so all the other themes they get 4, and there was recently a Marvel one. So that's a Disney brand. They got 5 in these little minifigure packs. But Star Wars only gets 3 because they know Star Wars fans will just buy it, and it's the same price, same everything. Just Star Wars gets less minifigures. And I put out a video complaining about this, and I get an email saying, "How dare you say that Lego shouldn't fix this slight problem because Russia's invading Ukraine, and I think it's very inconsiderate of you." No, this is an actual thing. I was like, I don't cover international wars. I cover Legos. I'm like, listen, I'm in support of them. Like, I fully support the Ukraine people, but that's not my job. My job here is to talk about the faults and shortcomings and positive things about Lego. So I respect you, but like, don't do that, because I'm allowed to complain about things too, even if they're like. That's like saying you can't complain. You can't complain the food tastes bad at a restaurant because some child in Azerbaijan is starving. Like, that's awful, and at the same time, I could get this fixed. That's a bad example.
No, but I completely understand what you're saying. I think this happens all the time with every political movement that's happened recently, and smaller things too. But it's like, you don't have to minimize my thing or in my community just because this bigger thing is happening. I mean, like, I too am appalled by the Russian invasion of Ukraine and support Ukraine wholeheartedly. But, after donating, there's a certain point where there's not much more I can do. And, I still keep in touch with the news and, all that. But I'm not going to completely, stop caring about the things I care about and, fighting for the causes that I care about, whether they're so small as put hot chocolate in the vending machine at work, or as, big as Ukraine. Like, things can matter on different scales, and you don't have to completely shut someone down just because something bigger is happening in the world elsewhere.
Yeah, I mean, this is my logic, and like, the Lego community has this problem. So there are some people left, right, and center who are very just vocal about certain issues, and my take is like, I'll make funny commentary from time to time, but it's not my position. People watch me or pay me or listen to me to talk about Lego. They don't want to hear my take on whatever the latest world geopolitical issue is. I'm here to talk about Lego, and I don't really want it. Like, this is the same standard I apply to celebrities or whatever. I don't want to hear them talk about this type of stuff. Like, you can believe what you believe, but I don't really care, and I'd rather you just be quiet and do what I like you doing. It's like when celebrities they'll mouth off about something stupid, and I'm like, great, who cares? Please go back to acting. Or that sort of stuff. Like leave that to the news or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's definitely like, okay, like I care about this cause too, but that's one major thing that always gets me is when people are like, spread awareness about this. I'm like, everyone's aware.
The spread awareness
Everyone
stuff
knows.
Like, you had the black square stuff where I was like, I just want to scroll through my Instagram feed and I can't, there's nothing to look at today.
Yeah. Or
like I get the support. Fully get it. Can we go back to Instagram? I understand this is a problem.
Yeah, or like with Ukraine, like when everyone's like, spread awareness about Ukraine on like the 5th day of the war, and it's like, everyone knows.
I have a friend who's like, I'm gonna start investing in Taiwanese flags. Yeah. I'm like, that's a good idea. It's like, just bookmark that flag in your Twitter bio in case
the next war. That's.
Yeah, but either way, moving back to Lego, because I don't know, I find that more, or gaming or YouTube or whatever, because I find that more fun. with the Skywalker saga, I think I told you, like, yeah, maybe we talk about that. What are your thoughts on the game? I haven't finished it yet. I'm on, like, I'm going to episode 8 now. So, like, what did you think?
Yeah, I haven't finished it either. I like it. I think it's good. I think it's a little bit bad in terms of the pacing of the game. I don't really love the pacing of the game. I feel like it's a little too fast. I also feel like there's not enough just sort of like standard Lego levels. Like I feel like it's boss fight after boss fight after boss fight.
That's fair.
I like the boss fights a lot. I think they're super fun. But like the pacing is just so screwed up by boss fight that I'm like, okay, going from 2 Count Dooku fights, a Grievous fight, to an Emperor Palpatine fight, all within like
5
hours.
I saw your criticism of that, and here's the thing. I think when they were going into it, because remember, this time around they have 3 more movies to add in to the game. So they probably need to cut it down and cut some stuff out in between, on top of making like a bajillion more planets. And they're also doing planets now, so you can it's open world basically, which wasn't like that in the other game.
Yeah.
And
that's another thing. Honestly, I think open world doesn't necessarily belong with Lego games.
I like it. I
thought it was interesting at first, but the more I explored it and tried it out and stuff like that, the more I just didn't care. I feel like there's so many open world games I've played now that I just wanted a linear game, I think.
Yeah.
And that might just be a me thing, to be honest, but it didn't necessarily work for me in open world because I just wanted to play the story, and I didn't really want to go find 10 Gonk droids in this Tatooine village.
I'm 100. Yeah, I'm with you there. Though that's a good point. I the side missions, if they were an addition, that's fantastic. I'd rather they extend the story than have you do that, because yeah, I agree. Like, you have like the little people you walk up to. I don't even do those. I just do the story, and I'm like, okay, after this, I'm gonna go back and level up and get my 100% complete or whatever. It's like the thing that pisses me off. There are like 2 battles specifically that I've missed really badly. They didn't do like a battle of Geonosis. I thought, oh, you could be a Jedi or a clone, and you have like a Jedi and a clone. They could go and play the battle of Geonosis. You just have a cutscene of the clones storm in, and then they pick them up and you take them to Count Dooku. So you went straight from Jango to Dooku, and
that annoyed me so much.
I wanted something there.
I was so hyped for Geonosis. Also, I loved what they did with the Battle of Naboo, where you got to play as the artillery piece, the Shocky Bombas or whatever they call them.
Where you got to launch the big boomas or whatever at the droid army. Yeah, that was cool. No, I agree.
If they had done that with Geonosis or a couple more large scale battles or something, I would have been like, okay, that's cool. I like that. Or fighting in Geonosis or just something.
It was that, and the one they missed out on. This one irked me real bad. I was waiting for it, and I was excited. So we go to Return of the Jedi. You just fought Luke and Vader. They fought Palpatine. And then they just escape. Like the ship. You don't have the Millennium Falcon going in to destroy, which was one of my favorite levels in the original game. Yeah. I remember I was stuck on that one for hours. It wasn't my favorite. I hated it. But I was ready for it.
They cut out a lot. They really did.
And with The Force Awakens, I feel like they cut some stuff out of the Force Awakens game because they dedicated a whole game. Like, that game was the opposite of this. They had to stretch a movie. Because like the original Complete Saga, you stretched 6 movies into a game. This one, you're stretching 1 movie into an entire game. So I feel like they took some parts of that because it felt like way longer. Like, you had to scavenge for Rey's stuff, and then you had to run around the Resistance base and do X, Y, and Z. Like, it was, I did not have fun with that one. But I also hate The Force Awakens. It's my least favorite Star Wars movie. So.
Oh, really? Okay. I think I agree. With the Force Awakens game, I feel like that was such a blatant cash grab.
Oh, easy.
I mean, yeah. But with this
one felt like a passion project.
Yeah, how long did they spend on this? I mean, they delayed it for 2 years.
Well, they put out the first trailer, I think, in 2019, because I remember they had I just remember Finn started out. Wait, no, maybe that was Force Awakens. Yeah, I think because they had the Force Awakens. I think they started talking about it and like saying, okay, we're gonna get a trailer around yeah, so 2018 I think was when the first like indications of it were happening, and like you got a trailer probably by 2019.
And they were probably working it for
it was supposed to come out 2019
before that. I'm sure, you know.
It was like Toy Story 4. It like I was excited for that movie. They were like, oh, it's coming out in 2014. Oh, it's coming out in 2015. I was like little, but I was like, oh, cool. And then it gets to be like 2019, and it's like, okay, it's here, and it sucked. But
yeah, I feel like, I mean, they must have spent 4 or 5 years developing this game, right?
Yeah, easy.
I mean,
especially they put out the trailer 3 years ago.
Yeah, like visually, they nailed it. And
best looking game, Lego game.
Mechanics wise, amazing, loved it, all that. But content wise, it doesn't feel like they spent 5 years making this game.
Really?
Like I feel like
they did. They have 500 characters, all have their own unique sets of abilities, basically. And on top of that, you have all the different voice actors, and you have like, I think, 30 to 40 different worlds, and you have to do all the different map design there. And on top of that, they have all the different elements, all the different species on each planet, all the different voice acting. I see where it took them 4 years to do it. I think obviously it was delayed because of Rona, but
yeah.
So like
that's
like
true.
So that's why it was delayed. Like I have a little Lego Star Wars manual. It says coming in 2020. On it, and it's like 2 years later.
I guess like. With that in mind, then, I feel like they focused too much on, this is just a me thing, I guess, too, in the wrong areas than I'd want them to have focused on. I would rather have more story, more missions, more events from the movies than have it be open world, than having 500 characters with their own unique abilities.
I think the open world was an extra. I think that the main focus was the story, but they're like, we're making all these planets, so we might as well just make them like playable after the fact, and you could bring whatever characters you want here. Because like they were gonna like for instance, they were gonna do Agent Kloss either way, for episode 9. I haven't gotten up to that yet. They're gonna do that either way. They might as well make it an open world type format. The only thing that does bother me is like it starts Attack of the Clones, and they keep all like the NPCs running around. So there are clone trooper NPCs on Coruscant before we've even gotten the clones yet. And after Order 66. Obi-Wan's going to the Jedi Temple. You've played this. And it's like, Jocasta Nu's right there. Like, she did survive in the comics, but, like, she shouldn't just be chatting with everyone. Like, they were younglings.
Yeah, and that's a major problem is, like,
that was
an open world game that spans over 9 different movies
50
over, like, 100 years or something like that. Like, it's never going to match up. Like,
oh, yeah.
I mean, when do you set the open world?
I'm talking the story. I'm talking story mode. Like I don't care on open world mode. I'm just saying story mode. Like they couldn't have taken.
But even open world mode, I mean, you think about that. It's like, okay, so is the open world set after the Rise of Skywalker, or is it set before the Phantom Menace?
I think they're set in their main like prime. So like it's like the prime where we see them in Jakku. So Jakku's set in the Force Awakens time. Jakku's not set in after the First Order time. Coruscant is set in Attack of the Clones time because that's right in between where it would show up. Geonosis is set in when the Battle of Geonosis happened in Attack of the Clones. So I think that's kind of where they're set. Like Kamino, same thing. Like all the Phase 1 clones are at Kamino. There aren't Phase 2 clones. That's probably why.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think like just overall, like going back around to my original point, just the pacing of the game felt way off. And I think I was just looking for different things in a Lego Star Wars game than what they delivered. And I think for some people, they love unlocking every little thing. They love finding every minute detail.
That's true. Yeah.
For me, and I think I've seen this criticism a lot as well from other people who play like me, the main game is where I want to see the details and I want to see the content. And there's not a lot of main game. There's a lot of side game.
That's true. Yeah, I would take a main game like if they spent less time on the side game. I honestly think the reason they focus so heavy on them because they're easy to do. You already have the map there that you've made for the main game, and you just throw them in. So I think the main game was gonna stay the same either way, but now they just get to throw in little unlockables.
Yeah. I think you're right, honestly. Yeah.
I don't think that they intended on making the side missions as big as they ended up probably being, to us at least. They just were like, oh, it's an extra throw-in. And it's like my least favorite thing about it is the end prize for when you finish the game. It's just unlimited stud, which are completely useless. It's like they don't let you buy any. It's like Battlefront. I bought that like special pass, so that way like you spend like $20 or whatever, and they let you have all the skins.
You unlock everything, so then the credits don't mean anything.
So now I have 560,000 credits in Battlefront, and I'm like looking at it like it's just gonna keep going, and I'm not gonna be able to do anything with it.
Yeah, what do I do with this?
Yeah, it's like if you could like buy weapon upgrades or like something, but then you eventually run out of that too. So I'd rather buy like HP, or you have to renew everything. Like you renew your unlockables, like your skills. Like that would have been cool.
Yeah.
But
no,
what do I know? Yeah. I'm not a game developer. I'll leave that to them. And yeah. So is there anywhere our good people watching the Republic Stud Show can reach you, or any specific thing you want plugged?
The
DaleyTactics podcast. Go watch our episode.
Oh, that's a good episode. Oh,
that was a good episode. That was a fun episode. That was fun.
I had fun doing that, yeah. I guess, yeah, I don't really want to plug anything, but yeah, you can find me on DaleyTactics at pretty much everything.
Okay.
Be sure to subscribe to Republic Studs. Follow his podcast everywhere, because it's a banger.
5 stars.
And I demand to be back. And I demand to be accepted into the LEGO community once and for all.
We need to have like a community intervention on whether or not Daley should qualify as a LEGO community member.
I belong. I have a stop motion.
Here's the thing.
It's not very good. I have mocks. I have reviews.
Make Professor Daley into like gear it towards LEGO. So like don't call it Professor Daley. Include like some LEGO acronym in there. You could be Daley Stud, Daley Stud, Daley Bricks, Daley Brick. There's like a whole sheet of names you could have.
Big Stud Daley, Daley the Stud Dude.
If you do that, I think there is an argument, and if you make it over 1,000 subscribers, then I think we'll have you back on as LEGO YouTuber. I'll put that in the title: LEGO YouTuber DaleyTactics.
All right, you heard it here. I am now plugging Professor Daley.
Yeah, but we need to change. We need to change the name from Professor Daley. That's the thing, because you're not a professor.
What if Lego Avatar? What if there was a Lego Avatar?
You need to like include a Lego of something, or you need to make it something that would like entice people, like be like, oh, he does Lego. You don't have to specify Lego, but
Professor Daley Stud. Studdington. Professor Daley Studdington. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, that is pretty good. I do like that. But either way, check out Daley, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Professor Daley Stud, it's been an honor. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me. It was very fun.
Thank you. 1 second. All right. Catch you guys later. Peace out and stay awesome.